Hello, welcome to the stream. Today we have PortSwigger Web Security Academy. We are doing a path traversal, and it is one of many learning paths in the PortSwigger Web Security Academy. And if you don't know, PortSwigger Web Security Academy is 100% free and is definitely worth checking out if you want training and you are on a budget. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. This demo is for educational purposes only. Ethical hacking is legal and differs from illegal hacking. Always ensure you have legal permission before performing what you see in this demo. Hello, Julio. Thank you so much for stopping in. How are you doing today? Alright, so here we go. What is path traversal? Path traversal is also known as directory traversal. These vulnerabilities enable an attacker to read arbitrary files on the server that is running an application. This might include application code and data, credentials for backend system, sensitive operating system files. In some cases, an attacker might be able to write to arbitrary files on the server, allowing them to modify application data or behavior and ultimately take full control of the server. What's up, Cypher? How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Hello, Justin. Thank you for stopping in. How are you doing today? Yeah, guys, I went back and watched some of my live streams, and I realized, like, sometimes I talk too fast. So if you hear me talk, like, super fast and you don't understand what I'm saying, just, like, tell me to repeat that. Sometimes I mumble on accident. A bit cold, but we are good. Is it cold where you're at right now? I mean, it is winter time. How cold is it here? It's 30 degrees here in Northeast Ohio. How long do you think the stream will be today? Honestly, it just depends on how long I struggle. That's really what it comes down to. I'm pretty well versed in path traversal, and this is a shorter Web Security Academy. I actually picked this one on purpose because I just didn't feel like doing a longer stream today. So I'd imagine this one's going to be like an hour or two. That's just a guess. Could be shorter, could be longer. But if I had to guess, an hour or two. My goal is to get this entire one done, all the path traversal done in this stream. Reading arbitrary files via path traversal. Imagine a shopping application that displays images of items for sale. This might load an image using the following HTML. And there we go, we got a file name, 218 PNG. The load image URL takes a file name parameter and returns the contents of a specified file. The image files are stored on disk in the location of var www/images. To return an image, the application appends the requested file name to this base directory and uses a file system API and read the contents of the file. In other words, the application reads from the following path: var www/images/218.png. This application implements no defenses against path traversal attacks. As a result, an attacker can request the following URL to retrieve the etc password file from the server's file system. And here we go, directory traversal etc password. This causes the application to read from the following path. You can see right there. The sequence of .. is verified within a file path, and that means to step up one low in the directory structure. The 3 consecutive .. sequences step up from /var/www/images to the system file system root, and so the file that is actually read is etc password. On Unix-based operating systems, this is a standard file containing details of the users that are registered on the server, but an attacker could retrieve other arbitrary files using the same technique. On Windows, both // and // are valid directory traversal sequences. The following is an example of an equivalent attack against a Windows-based server. You see, we got same thing going on here, but for Windows. Yeah, I meant Fahrenheit. I forgot Celsius is a thing. As an American, like, we just don't use Celsius. I don't know. I don't even know what Celsius is. Like, I know 0 degrees Celsius is freezing, so I know 0 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So, if I had to do a quick math, I would say 30 degrees Fahrenheit is probably about, what, -1 degree Celsius? I'd have to say that'd probably be about it. Dude, you know what I didn't know? I didn't know I already had labs in here solved already. Did not know that because I did not do this one, but I did do... So I'll show you what's happening here. Let's go ahead and duplicate this tab. And let's go back. Let's just go to all learning paths. So I'll show you guys what happened here. So the first ever stream that I did was this one right here, server-side vulnerabilities. And the reason why I chose this one first is because it's an apprentice level, which is lower level than practitioner level. It's actually the only apprentice level learning path. And basically what server-side vulnerabilities is, it's kind of just like all the easy stuff in all these other learning paths. So I've done a little bit of a handful of these already, and that's why I have already completed this first one in path traversal. So if you're like dying to see this first lab, go back and check out the previous live stream. We're skipping it because I've already done it. I'm not skipping it, I've already done it. What's up, Wire Dog? How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for sharing the stream on LinkedIn, by the way. The real MVP. You're at class tonight? What class are you in right now? Oh, he's on mute. He's on mute. He's on mute. I gotta message him. There we go. Yo, what's up, Redwood? How you doing, man? Common obstacles to exploiting path traversal vulnerabilities. Many applications that place user input in file paths implement defenses against path traversal attacks. These can often be bypassed. If an application strips or blocks directory traversal sequences from user supplied file name, it might be possible to bypass the defense using a variety of techniques. You might be able to use an absolute file path from the file system root, such as file name equals etc password, to directly reference the file without using any traversal sequences. To use. Thanks, Jesse P. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in. How you doing today? I still can't figure out why some people. Hello. Welcome to the stream today. Oh my gosh! My stream's playing back at me. I'm sorry about that, guys. I went to look at the LinkedIn chat, and it was talking to me. All right. Yeah, like I don't know. Sometimes it says LinkedIn user, and I don't know who it is, so I have to go to actual LinkedIn to see who it is. All right, here we go. We got a lab that we haven't solved yet. So we have path traversal sequences blocked with absolute path bypass. This lab contains a path traversal vulnerability in the display of product images. The application blocks traversal sequences that treats the supply file name as being relative to a default working directory. To solve the lab, retrieve the contents of Etsy password file. I thought I was tripping. Nah, yeah. You're not. It was me. Well, it's unfortunate because I can't mute the stream before I go live. You know what I mean? So I have to hear it for at least a second. You know what I mean? Before I can mute it. I'm gonna close out this tab. Dang, dude, they gave the giant enter key a 1-star review, bro. You know, that's actually, what is that, the European layout? What's that keyboard layout where the enter key is that shape? Gosh, that's bothering me now. What is the L-shaped enter key layout called? We have to know this. It's often called the big ass enter. So they should have called it. They should have called it big ass enter on here, and you can't censor it because. Well, I mean I mean it's kind of a bad word, but I mean they literally use the credentials Wiener Peter on Burp Suite. So like, if they can say Wiener Peter on Burp Suite, they can say ass. Sorry for the language, guys, but you know, if Google's not gonna censor it out when I do a Google search, you know, strict search should be on by default. So according to Google, it's not a bad word, so we're just gonna say it. I try to keep the language clean here. Anyways, I don't know, that just made me laugh so much. So what's this called? Is the union in the ISO ANSI return? That's his nickname though. I want to know his actual name. It's ANSI. Oh, it's ANSI versus ISO. This is ISO. So if I type in ISO keyboard layout, we should start seeing these ugly big ass enter keys. Yeah, there they are. Do you guys use this in Europe? Like, who uses these? I don't like the big enter. I think it's ridiculous, honestly. I've ran across keyboards that have had it. I mean, it's inevitable if you work in tech, especially as like a system administrator. We're learning today about keyboard layouts. This is probably something you learn in A+. Do you learn this in CompTIA A+? Should I already know this? Oh my gosh. This is the ANSI layout. That's what I'm using now. I always just called it straight and L-shaped enter key keyboard. Like, that's what I always called them. We're done here. That's enough research for the day. What's up, Rip? Yes, big A+. Man, I always say it incorrectly, I think. Gribo? Was it Gribo? Gribo Demon? V2? What happened to V1? I'm just gonna call you Demon. Demon reinvented themselves in the V2. Or maybe they're a machine and they got updated by the creator. Alright, let's solve this lab. Let's actually do this here. Actually, we gotta reread what the lab was about. I forget now. So it says a patch traversal vulnerability to display product images. The application blocks traversal sequences but treats the supplied file names as being retrieved to a default working directory. Try to solve the lab. Okay. Well, first things first, we need to open up Burp Suite. I'm going to open up Burp Professional. So if you have the free version, I'm sorry. I don't think we're going to use any of the paid versions. If I do, then I will let you know. And that's why I'm opening up the paid version, because I might need it. I mean, you don't need it, but it definitely makes things a lot easier. You know what I mean? I can call you Bastion. Well, how am I gonna remember that? Bastion. 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 I have to say it a million times because I'll forget. I'm gonna put it in my notes actually. That way when you come in here next stream next week, I'll know. There we go. Got it in my notes. Thanks, Bastion, for letting me know. Alright, here we go. What do we need to do? We need to go back over here and we need to find a vulnerability. So let's turn on burp proxy. Turn that on. Foxy proxy is the way to go for switching burp on and off, by the way. It saves you so many clicks. We're running on 8081. Why am I running on 8081? Is my burp running on 8081? Let's go to burp settings. Why is this on? I mean, we're on 8080. So why does this say 8081? I don't remember doing that. Let's go ahead and right click. No, options. Proxies, burp, change you to 8080 and save. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and turn that on now. And let's we go to proxy. Go to history. We should see some things in the history pop up once I make a click. So let's go ahead and click this thing here. See what happens. What's up, Sammy? Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. The new Burp Suite has a built-in browser feature now. Yeah, I will use the built-in browser occasionally. It just depends on my use case. I actually like Firefox a lot more for multiple reasons. For starters, I really like this containers, and these containers basically separate the tabs. Basically, I can have two instances. So like, you ever like log into a website and you authenticate and your cookie persists across all tabs. So when you open up a new tab, you don't have to log in again. Well, these are separate instances. So if I opened up a new container, I would have to log in again because they don't share data in between the instances, if that makes sense. And this is very useful when you're testing web applications with multiple roles. And I really like this containers plugin in Firefox, and it does not exist in Google Chrome as an extension, unfortunately, and that's why I got off of the Burp Suite built-in web browser and went back to Firefox. And Foxy Proxy is nice, although you don't have to set up Foxy Proxy if you use a built-in web browser. So there's pros and cons of both, but I really like this containers thing. And then this cookie editor is pretty cool too, but I'm sure there's probably a cookie editor for Google Chrome that makes it a little easier. What's up, Jesus? Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. What am I looking for? We're looking for patch reversal vulnerabilities. So we got stuff in the history, so our proxy is working correctly. So let's go ahead and we have a get for the product equals 1. Let's do this. Let's do open image in new tab. Let's see if we can. Is this the image? What's up, Stormy? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in. How are you doing today? Containers are new to you? Yeah, they were to me too. I learned about the containers from the TCM Security Practical Web Pentest Associate Certification. More specifically, the Practical Bug Bounty course. That's where I learned it from. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I've been using it ever since. Some friends told me that I can become a pro by Hack the Box. I think it's better than TryHackMe. Is that right? There's no, is TryHackMe better than Hack the Box, or is Hack the Box better than TryHackMe? They both have their use cases. They're both cover a lot of the same stuff. I would say the biggest pro to TryHackMe is that it's cheaper, and I think it has more free content. So if you're on a budget or you're looking for free content, I think TryHackMe might be the way. Hack the Box Academy is a little bit more expensive, but the modules I think are a little bit more in depth, if that makes sense. Now Hack the Box, the main platform, because there's Academy is main platform, that's more for challenges, it's not for learning. Hack the Box main platform challenges are way better than the TryHackMe challenges. The TryHackMe challenges are too easy, but I would recommend starting there because they're too easy. Because when you first start out, they're not going to be easy. Once they start becoming easy, that's a good sign to say, oh, let me move on to Hack the Box. I do have a full video about Hack the Box versus TryHackMe. I highly recommend watching that if you want to know the nuts and bolts of both platforms. I literally left no stone unturned. I talked about every single aspect of both platforms. It's a longer video. It's like, I think it's almost a half hour long, but it's worth it if you truly want to know like everything about both platforms. But to answer your question, do you think it can be a pro? Sorry, I almost avoided your question. Do I think you can be a pro? I mean, yeah, you can be a pro with anything, right? As long as you get the skill sets. You don't need certifications or college degree or formal education. All you need is the skill sets. And you can learn the skill sets from just Hack the Box. Hack the Box covers a lot of the skills you need. And they even have certifications too, which is what I would recommend. I like certifications, which is why I have so many of them. But they're not the end all be all. But I think the best thing you could do is use multiple platforms. This is why I stream multiple platforms, because I think because some platforms cover certain areas in different ways, right? And a certain writing style or a certain video style is going to resonate with you differently than the other type. And it never hurts to go over through the same information more than once. Like if I learn, I don't know, let's talk about cross-site scripting. If I learn cross-site scripting on TryHackMe a certain way, their way of teaching is going to be different than Hack the Box. But the way, let's say I like TryHackMe or I understood it, and I go to Hack the Box, they're going to say something in that module that TryHackMe didn't say, if that makes sense. And you're gonna add to your arsenal of tools that way, or they're gonna show you a better way of doing it. It might not even be a better way, but it might be a better way for you. That happens to me all the time. I learn how to do a certain exploit one way. I go to another training platform. They teach me another way to do it that I believe is easier for me to do. And that's why it's important to like be on multiple platforms. And I think that's why it's important to continuously revisit the basics. And that's why I'm doing this right now. I mean, I've done path traversal attacks before, but I'm here learning it in another way, because you got to keep your skills sharp for one, and for two, I might find a better way of doing it. That was a long answer. I'm doing good, Stormy. Thanks for asking. We gotta find this image. I think this image is in here. This image? No. The image is in... Is it here? Get... We're looking for the get request for the image. I thought. Let's go ahead and refresh this. I don't understand why I'm not seeing it in my history. See? Well, maybe if I just did this. File name equals /etsy/passwd. Okay, well that didn't work. I feel like it would be in burp. Oh, it says I solved the lab? How? How did I solve it? I didn't even see Etsy password. I don't understand. What did I do? I just typed in Etsy password. This isn't showing me the file. It says there's an error. Now I'm on. Let's go look. Oh, here we go. If I go in the burp, so okay, this is why you gotta use Burp Suite with anything you do web app, and it doesn't have to be Burp Suite. You can use Zap Proxy, or you could use what's the other one called, Kaido. I actually want to try Kaido out one day, but I just learning new tools is effort, and Burp Suite, especially when you have professional, it's like there's like doesn't feel like a reason to get off of it, you know. But anyways, this is why you gotta use a proxy examiner tool like Burp Suite or Zap Proxy or Kaido. It's because I typed in Etsy password here, as you can see, and then it returns an error, right? This isn't Etsy password. This isn't the information that I wanted. But if I go into burp history and I look at the same exact request, this is the one I just sent, the one to Etsy password. You can see right here. This is my request to Etsy password. Here's the response. This is Etsy password. So that's why it's important to use proxy tool. So I did solve the lab, and it seemed like I didn't because of this error, but when you really dive into like the actual response, it gave it to me in burp. So just because you don't see what you're looking for in the web browser, sometimes you actually see it in burp. Okay. That one was so easy that I solved it on accident, guys. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and continue. What's up, Coffee Dev? That's a cool name, by the way. Coffee Dev 350. Do you have a YouTube channel? That sounds like a YouTube channel named, honestly. I was subscribed to Coffee Dev 350. I agree. Oftentimes I feel that try hack me tutorials are written in style that resonates more with me over Hack the Box. Well, you also got to take in consideration that Hack the Box writes in American English and Try Hack Me writes in British English. So there is a pretty big difference in the writing styles there. I lose my mind reading Try Hack Me reviews. I'm like, bro, what is this even? Like, why do they type like this? And like the spelling is weird. It's like they put U and color. You're like, bro, drop the U, you know, stuff like that. But if you're, you know, if you're British or you're from the UK, like, yeah, that might resonate more with you. But as me as an American, like it's kind of distracting when I see that. I'm like, oh, ugh, gross. British English. No, you don't have a channel. Well, you came up with a cool name. I'll give you that. What's up, Kelvin? Thanks for stopping in. And someone else came in here. Sal, how do you say your name? Say, oh boy, say Rowie. You're on LinkedIn. Amen. I'm butchering your first name. I'm so sorry, but thanks for stopping in. Do you think PortSwigger teaches web app better? A lot of people like it. I don't think it's the best, and which is why I don't reference it that much in my videos. I think it's a good supplement, but I don't think it's a good for the core learning, if that makes sense. Like for me, I think I learned path traversal better in a like tracking, hack box, and certifications, and then I come here to like kind of reinforce it to keep the skill sharp, if that makes sense. Common obstacles to exploiting path traversal vulnerabilities continued. Who just subscribed? Romel Guerrero, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. I appreciate you. And we have Learn Cyber with K. Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. That's a YouTube name. Do you have a YouTube channel? That sounds like a YouTube channel. Learn Cyber with K. If you do, I'll check you out. I'll check it out. Okay, yeah. You might be able to use nested traversal sequences such as .. / or .. / These revert to simple traversal sequences when the inner sequence is stripped. Yeah, you do. All right, I'm gonna write that down. I'll check out your channel after the stream. Thanks for stopping in. I've been trying to do better with watching other people's content. I've just been pretty bad at it. I've been so much on the grind. I'm like, man, I haven't been watching other people's content. I feel guilty for not supporting the community enough. But I'm working on it. Bro, why can't I hit continue? There we go. File path traversal sequences stripped non-recursively. That's hard to read. Or hard to say, I guess. This lab contains a path traversal vulnerability in the display of product images. The application strips path traversal sequences from the user supplied file name before using it. To solve the lab, retrieve the contents of Etsy password file. Alright, let's go ahead and close out the last lab. We don't need that no more. We're also going to clear out the entire history because we don't need none of this for this. It's from the last lab. And we are going to start up the new lab. Access the lab. How do you stay consistent in studying for a certification? I also have a video on this one. I don't know how long it was. Maybe 20 something minutes maybe. On how to study. How to learn cybersecurity. And how to stay motivated. How to stay disciplined. So there's a lot of tips in there. If you want the full answer, I don't have a half hour to tell you the full answer, but there's a lot of good information in it. There's also a blog post. If you'd rather read than watch a video, I still have a blog post on it as well. And that just goes for every video. I tend to turn every video into a blog post eventually on my website, kyserclark.com. But to answer your question quickly, I would say you have to look at the reward. Like, what are you going to get out of that certification? For me, when I was in the military getting so many certifications, the reward was I'm going to have a nice resume to give to hiring managers. And it's going to allow me to transition out of the military, become a penetration tester, and demand a good salary, which will support my lifestyle that I want to live. And that's what motivated me. I didn't even say that in that video, so there you go. There's an extra little bit of a nugget. But one thing I said in there is like, you got to tell yourself that you need to do it, right? You can't you can't say you want something and casually want it, right? Like you can't say, "Oh, I'm interested in something." Like you have to like demand it, if that makes sense. And you just show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. That's an essential skill as well. All right, so if we go back, you also have to make time, not find time, right? You have to be like, okay, every single day I'm gonna study from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock every single day without fail, and you have to stick to that schedule. You can't say something like, okay, I will study in my free time. That's not, if you study in your free time and that's your goal, it's never gonna happen. But if you say, oh, I'm gonna study between 6 and 9 every single day, then you're gonna make it happen. If you say, okay, you know, after I get off work, I'm gonna go do grocery shopping, and then after I do grocery shopping, I'm gonna study from this time to this time. You have to be very specific. Like you have to time block things, and you just stick to the schedule that you set for yourself. And it's easier said than done. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I've never took a day off. It happens sometimes, but I would say the goal is really, if you can win 9 out of 10 days, you're on track. Okay, like if you have a schedule and you study for 9 days in a row and you take a day off, like okay, you're doing pretty good. Common off. Okay, so I guess I just gotta do 2 slashes in this. Okay, that seems pretty easy. Dude, I want laser tag. No, I'm gonna mess with the giant enter key. Let's go ahead and open image. No, open image in new tab. And then maybe we can do maybe like a dot dot slash dot dot slash dot dot slash. Well, let's do double. 2 slashes here. Dot dot slash slash dot dot slash slash dot dot slash slash. Etsy slash slash pass WD. See if that works. No such file. Dang. You hate to see it. Oh my gosh. Okay, what if I changed these slashes to the other slash, like that? Oops. Not gonna do that. I have the skinny enter key and I accidentally hit the enter key when I didn't want to. Imagine if I would have had a fat one. I would have hit it on accident more times. Alright, let's try that maybe. No such file. So their example again? Oh, they're doing it the other way. They're doing the V. I'm doing the TP. Those are extremely technical terms. This is the TP. We want the V. Not TPs. Oop, I just did TP on accident. Okay, V. V and V, and then one more. Oh, you know what? It would help if we put 2 S's in pass WD. That would also be really nice to do as well. No such file. Let's go back to burp. Let's go ahead and send this to repeater. This will be easier if I do it this way. Let's go ahead and send. No such file. Let's just get rid of all of these slashes and see if we can do a more traditional one. Just to see. Okay, same thing. What if we did 2 slashes? We did try this, but I didn't have 2 S's in Etsy password, so that's why I failed, I think. Okay. Typos always get you? Yeah, dude. That's why I try to copy and paste as much as I possibly can. Because I typo so much. Alright. I don't know what else to try. I mean, it's telling us to do something like this, right? Exploiting patch reversal vulnerabilities continue. You might use nested traversals. Oh, they're using oh, I got it now. We need to add, if we're going to add an extra slash, we have to add an extra set of dots. That's what we did wrong. There we go. Let's go ahead and try that. Hit send, and boom, we got it. That's the password. And if we hit refresh on this, oh, there we go, solved. And then if we hit continue, it should say solved on the next page. Perfect, done. Easy mode. Yeah, that's really, if things don't work at first try, like, just examine, like what I just did there, you know, like, why is this not working, you know? Like, I thought this would work, but why is it not working? Yeah, just double check literally everything, and in my case, I just didn't put an extra set of dots in there, and then earlier I didn't have a S. So, sometimes just silly things like that get you hung up, and you get stuck over stuff like this. So it's important to have a high attention to detail, which is something I struggle with sometimes, especially when you want to do things fast, quick, and efficient. You kind of rush over information sometimes. Common obstacles to exploiting patch reversal vulnerabilities continue. In some contexts, such as in the URL path of the file name parameter or a multi-part form data request, web servers may strip any treachery reversal sequences before passing your input to the application. You can sometimes bypass this kind of segmentation by URL encoding or even double URL encoding the // characters. This results in %2e, %2e, %2f, and %252e, %252e, %252f, respectively. Various non-standard encodings, such as %C0. See, this is why it's important to go to other platforms. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this one. I don't think I've ever seen the %C0, %AF, or this one either. I've seen these, but I've never seen this one. It's various non-standards. I guess, I mean, it makes sense. It's non-standards, probably I've never seen it before. So that's pretty interesting. Learn something today. For Burp Suite professional users, hey, that's me. I have professional. Burp Intruder provides the predefined payload list fuzzing path reversal. This contains some encoded path reversal sequences that you can try. It's going to be a lab. Go ahead and close out of this, and we're going to close out of our repeater tag because we're done with that. And we're going to go back to proxy. We're going to go right click, clear history, because we don't need any of that anymore. We're done with that lab. When is your next grass one? I'm not sure what you're asking. What do you mean by grass? And what do you mean by one? Access the lab. Dude, I want a portable hat. That's pretty nifty. Imagine a hat you can take anywhere you go. Let's go ahead and right click and open image in new tab. Okay. What an invention. What are those other comments you are replying to? Do you have multiple platforms up? Yeah, this is a good time to answer that question. So, for those who are new to the stream, I stream on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time. So, if you hear me replying to a person's comment that you do not see, it's because they are on a different platform than you. I wish I could put the chat on the screen, but I can't because Twitch doesn't allow you, at least the last time I checked, doesn't allow you to put multi-stream chat on the screen. And because of that, I did not put the chat on the screen. If Twitch didn't have that rule, I would put the chat on the screen. You guys would be able to see all the comments. And that's another reason why I read the comment out loud so everybody understands what I'm replying to. I need to double check because I've definitely seen people stream on multiple platforms and have the chat, Twitch chat, YouTube chat, all of it mixed in, and they didn't get banned on Twitch. So maybe Twitch isn't enforcing that rule. I just try to stick to rules because I have had pretty bad luck when it comes to getting my channel struck, is the best way to put it, I guess. That's happened to me on Twitch. Not this channel on Twitch. I was a Twitch streamer, a gamer in a previous life. And I ran into some problems with Twitch before because I was streaming a game that was unreleased. Well, I wasn't streaming a game that was unreleased. What I was doing, so for those who don't know, I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and what happened to me was they had a beta. They had a beta for Mortal Kombat 11, and during the beta, you're allowed to stream it. And I streamed it. I recorded it, and then what I did after the beta was over, I streamed under Mortal Kombat 11. And I would stream my footage that I recorded from the beta. It was old footage. It wasn't. And I would just talk about the game. And Twitch was like, "You're streaming an unreleased game. Flagged." And they banned me for 24 hours. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even the bad guy here. You're banning a guy that had, how many viewers did I have? Like, I don't know. At the time I had like 100 or 200 viewers or something like that. It was a lot of views. But like, for me, it was a lot of views. 100, 200 people. But I was like, there was so many. Well, there was all people actually streaming the game early, and they had like 500, 600, 700 views, and they all got shut down. And then someone reported me, and then I got hit. Anyways, I try to stick to the rules because they enforce them, dude. I don't understand what's going on in the picture. Yeah, I don't know either. Sorry for the rambling about Twitch streaming, but that's my way of saying that. Like, I try to follow all the rules that they put in place. So we need to do URL encoding. So if we do like, this is the easiest way to URL encode. Actually, there's two ways to do it. I would say the easiest way is probably when you're burp already. So if we go down here to, where's it at? Oh gosh, just go ahead and, I don't understand how I get /YouTube. Like, how do I have YouTube in my burp? YouTube? I don't understand how this pops up in my burp history every time I do a PortSwigger lab. Anyways, let's go right click and clear history. And then we are going to go over here and we're going to hit enter on this. And then we're going to go back to burp. Why is this not in my history? Let's try this again. That's really weird. Why is that not in my history? Let's go back over here. Burp is on. Let's hit enter on this. Does this pop in my history? That does. Oh gosh, it was there, then it left. What happened? Why is this not working? Refresh. Why is this not working? I have no idea why this is not showing up my history. It was working just fine and now it's not. Let's turn intercept on. See if that does anything. Okay, it hung, so that means it looks like it intercepted. Here we go. How is it popping up here in the intercept but not on the history? Let's go right click, send a repeater. Let's go back, turn intercept off, go back to the history. Still not in the history somehow. I don't understand how it's not in the history, dude. Are you... What's up, Adam Clemens? Thanks for stopping in. Your filter says hiding images? Maybe. It wasn't filtering it out earlier. Maybe. No. Doesn't have images. Checked. Oh no, maybe apply and close? Oh, you're right. It was filtering that. Alright, well, now we know. What's up, Orion? Thanks for stopping in. Orion, my mom butchered my name. You just told me how to say your name right off the rip because you just knew I was going to struggle. That's kind of funny. Do people call you Orion a lot? Thanks for stopping in, by the way. Orion, I appreciate you stopping in. How you doing today? Alright, so here's what we gotta do. We gotta do a... Let's go ahead and hit send. So this is what a proper response looks like. Okay, it just loads the image. This is the image data. Not really interesting to us. But if we do ... do this a few times, it's probably enough. And then we highlight this, and then we right click, and I actually do not know how to... Here we go. URL encode, convert selection, URL encode all characters. It's funny because I was saying I don't know how to do it. The easier way to do it, I'm just gonna undo that, is just hit Control and U. Sorry, Control Shift U. Why is it not working? Is it Shift U? No, it's not Shift U. I thought it was Control U. Okay, now I'm like losing my mind. I don't know why that's not working. Usually that... Yeah. Control plus U. Why is it not working? Now I'm like losing my mind. Control U. Alright, well, it's not working. I don't know. My verb's being weird today, dude. Convert selection to URL encode all characters. Why did that not work? Oh my gosh. How did that not? Right click. Convert selection, URL all characters. Let's see if that works. Oh, well. Let's go back. We gotta do Etsy password. Etsy pass WD. And we're actually just going to right click. URL encode key characters. I don't want all of them. I just want the key characters. Why can't I URL encode the key characters, bro? Why? Why don't want that work? Alright, well, let me show you another way to do it, guys. You can just like right click and copy this to your clipboard, and then you can go over to the decoder and you can do encode as URL. And then paste what you want here. But it URL encoded the whole thing. I only wanted the key characters URL encoded. So how do you do the key characters? Encode as I guess there's no way to do just the key characters that way. Alright, so this is another one. This is the tool I use the most. I saved the best for last. I just type in URL encoder. It's urlencoder.org. And you can decode and you can encode. I wish it was on the same page where you can just scroll up and down and do both. But I like this little tool. So I do this, encode. And as you can see, it only encoded the key characters. See, it didn't encode Etsy or passwd, which this is what I wanted. So copy this and go back to our repeater tab, and we will paste this here and then hit send and see if that works. No such file. Alright, they did mention double URL encoding, so we will encode this again. Encode. And let's see if a double URL encode will work. So we will replace that again and hit send. See if that works. That worked. So double URL encoding did the trick. Easy mode. Alright, so if we hit refresh, it should say it'll solved. Done. Go ahead and close out of this. Close out of this. I do not understand why I couldn't encode key characters. Test. I don't understand why I couldn't just control U. Now it's working. Why did it not work earlier? Maybe because I hit back, maybe, or undo. That was a little weird. Glitch in the matrix. See, it's letting me do it now. See, I can encode as many times as I want. Infinite encoding. Oh gosh, I don't know why that wasn't working before. It's literally just Control U. Let's go back over here to the next lab. Continue. Common obstacles to exploit past reversal vulnerabilities continue. An application may require a user-supplied file name to start with an expected base folder such as /var/.dub/images. In this case, it might be possible to include the required base folder followed by suitable traversal sequences. For example, file name equals /var/.dub/images // as the password. That makes sense. Go ahead and access the lab. Let's go to our history here. Let's see, history, and we will clear history. Boom. And already we got youtube.com. I don't understand how that we don't even have YouTube up. Snow delivered to your door, bro, for only $90.91. What a steal. Let's go ahead, open image, a new tab. File name equals what? Slash. Delete the rest of this. Etsy/passwd. Hit enter on that, see what happens. Okay, we got this error that worked last time for us, so I bet you it worked this time for us. Where is that request? Oh goodness, should be in here somewhere. I wonder how a web server processes and double encode URLs. Yeah, I wish there was a way to like accurately determine if it will process double URL encoding or single URL encoding or triple, dare I say triple URL encoding? Would that even work? Also, it's J Flash. Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. What is up? It's been a while. Glad to see you creating good content. Thanks. I appreciate the kind words. What site or CTF is this? What's up, Super Dustification? Thanks for stopping in. This site is the PortSwigger Web Security Academy. The creators of Burp Suite. Good place to learn web application hacking skills for free. We gotta find that request. Where's it at? Is this it? This is it? There it is. This is it. So this is the request that I sent. You see we left the var images in there, and then we did // from there, and then we did Etsy password, and then we got Etsy password in the response. That one was very easy. So if we refresh this, it should say solved. Done. Hit continue. We are flying by this one today. Oh cool, yeah, never checked that out, but probably should. It's definitely worth checking out if you are interested in keeping your web app skills sharp. I said earlier in the stream, you wasn't here at the time, at least I don't think you was, that I personally try Hack Me and Hack the Box more and certifications more than Web Security Academy. But I think once you learn something, it's nice to revisit the topic on Web Security Academy because you do pick up a tip or trick here and there. But they don't go in depth enough sometimes, I feel like. Like, for example, like, this seems like a short explanation. I mean, maybe short is better. You know, try Hack Me and Hack Box where it's a lot more, if that makes sense. Maybe that's why I like the details. I like to know more about it. I mean, it is a pretty simple concept though, so it's not like it needs to be long, but that's just an example. Common obstacles continued. An application may require a user supplied file name to end with an expected file extension such as .png. In this case, it might be possible to use a null byte to effectively terminate the file path before the required extension. For example, we do Etsy password %00.png. That seems pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and close out of this, and clear the history. Clear history. There it is. Boom. And let's go to access the lab. Super Dustification is now a Twitch follower. Thank you so much for following over on Twitch. Alright, well, it looks cool. Dude, I want the gym suit. Let's go and right click, open image, and new tab. Man, what a suit. What would you guys do if you saw this in the gym? You just walked in the gym and you saw this? I think I would either walk out or go shake the guy's hand. There's no in between. For me. Alright, so what do we have to do again? // Etsy password %00.png. Is that all it takes? Gosh, do you look at this history? I did one request. There's the request I sent. As you see, there we go. This right here is the null byte, and then we added the PNG at the end of that, and then it worked. Boom, Etsy password, first try. It's always nice to get things in the first try. And then if we hit refresh, it should be solved. Traversal for me is like a very easy concept. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. How to prevent a path traversal attack. The most effective way to prevent path traversal vulnerabilities is to avoid passing user-supplied input to file system APIs altogether. Many application functions that do this can be rewritten to deliver the same behavior in a safer way. If you can't avoid passing user-supplied input to file system APIs, we recommend using 2 layers of defense to prevent attacks. Validate the user input before processing it. Ideally, compare the user input with a whitelist of permitted values. If that isn't possible, verify that the input contains only permitted content, such as alphanumeric characters only. After validating the supplied input, append the input to the base directory and use a platform file system API to canonicalize the path. Verify that the canonicalized path, dude, that is a weird word. I don't even know what this word means. I gotta look this up. Canonicalized. Oh, I think I'm saying it right. Converting data into a standard form. In computer science, it's the process of choosing a single URL to present a page or content. This process is known as standardization, normalization, or deduplication. Canonicalization is the process of selecting the representative canonical URL of a piece of content. Consequently, a canonical URL is a URL on a page that Google chose as the most representative form of set of duplicate pages. Why do I feel like I should have learned that word earlier in my life? Oh well. Verify that the canonicalized path starts with expected base directory. Below is an example of some simple Java code to validate the canonical path of a file based on user input. File equals, I'm not going to say it, you guys can see it. And that's it, we are done. Very simple live stream today. Normalization is used in programming. I've definitely, heard of normalization. I never heard of canonicalization. I guess it's the same thing, right? It sounds like the same thing. It says, yeah, also known as standardization, normalization. Then I've seen all of these. Maybe that's what it is. When people write, they typically pick one of these, and they just don't use this word because this is probably the hardest to say, probably the hardest to spell. But I've definitely seen these. So that's interesting. I learned something new today, which is the goal of every day. What's up, Wi-Fi addict? Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you hitting the PortSwigger Academy today. Yeah, it's always nice. These ones are more chill. These ones frustrate me less than Hack the Box. Hack the Box, they frustrate me so much because they take a long time and they're very challenging. These are more like chill. Let me learn something rather than challenge myself too hard, I guess. But we are done, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. But before I do that, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them. I will sit here for the next few minutes and chat about whatever you guys want to chat about. I don't want to get into another learning path because the next learning path can be extremely long. I don't think there's any more short ones to do. Let's look. Oh, there's clickjacking, but at the same time, I'm not well versed in clickjacking, so that could take me a lot longer than what we just did. Yeah, there's no other short ones, unfortunately. We just don't have enough time. these would take, I would say, well, this one, WebSocket, that's kind of short. Have you ever completed an insane hack the box machine? Would like to see one online. Yes, I have, but on the caveat that I didn't do it by myself. I was with a team that helped me a lot. So I've never solved an insane machine by myself. But I have solved some insane machines, but like I said, teamwork made it happen. Because you're allowed to, for the active hack the box machines, you're allowed to have a team. And that's what I was doing. Would you be interested in building a CTF box for an infosec conference? That sounds interesting, for sure. That's something I've been wanting to do, like build a CTF box for like Hack the Box. Sorry, try Hack Me or Hack the Box. I guess either one. They both accept submissions. Hack the Box pays you actually. If your box gets accepted, they actually pay you. But for conferences, I didn't think about conferences, but I mean, it's the same thing. Like, just building a CTF box has been something. I don't know if I'd be able to make a good box, so that's what I'm worried about. I would worry about making it either too easy or too hard. And then another thing I would worry about is like the stability of the machine. And I just feel like it's a lot of work. I mean, it's definitely going to be rewarding if you can figure it out, but I guess one thing I would be worried about is using too much time and never coming up with a good product, you know? If you haven't checked out Pico CTF, that would be a fun platform to go through as well. It's less like Hack the Box. I've heard of Pico CTF. I've never been on it just because I feel like there's plenty to do on Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. So I just never went over there. I mean, I'm not going to say no to it never, but yo, what's up, a cat? Thanks for stopping in. It's always nice seeing a cat in the chat, you know? It's always nice. But yeah, let's actually pull up Pico CTF. I'm gonna actually, I haven't been on the platform that much. I've been there like once. Pico CTF. Is it all free? How do you get started? You can learn, practice. (2019) competition, 2018. They didn't do a 2020 and 2021, 2, 3, 4 competitions. Really great content for beginners and intermediate alike. It's all free. It's great to teach based on this platform. I'm doing that at my work. Oh, nice. I guess I have to make an account to truly see what's behind it, right? What's primer do? CTF primer. You're gonna have real fun here. Bold of you to say that. What if I have an awful time? I'm just kidding. Oh, this is cool. This is a lot. Holy crap. You can scroll for days. Like, dude, look at this. There's so much here. I hacked the Dutch government. All I got was a t-shirt. Dude, that's what I want. I want to. If you're interested, I work for a Fortune 10 company and we host our own conference each year. Let me know if you'd like more info. Yeah, I'd be interested. How can I connect with you? How can I connect with you? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you, that's the best way for me to connect. Because I don't think you can send DMs in YouTube, can you? Which one? Do you guys have a preference for the next Web Security Academy learning path that we do? I feel like I want to do one that I kind of already know, so I don't make a super long stream. CSRF, I've already completed a few of these actually. But I didn't stream me doing this. I'll connect you on Discord. Okay. Sounds good. I will try to remember. Speaking of Discord, I need to get better with checking my Discord. That is probably one of the, I personally would love to watch a CRSF. Yeah. So like I said, I've completed a handful of these already, like 4, I think 5 or 6, but I didn't stream those, so I will do those again, so I get it recorded for you guys, and it would just be a good review for me overall. GraphQL, that sounds really gross, by the way. I never really liked GraphQL, but that's something I desperately need to learn. And I actually got a video coming up, guys. It's gonna get released this Saturday, and it's about how important coding is. And I basically said in that video that, like, I don't like coding. Like, I'm not a fan of it. I just do it because, well, I haven't been doing it. That's why I'm actually, this is a good time to talk about this, is on this stream. I'm actually going to start streaming coding sessions, guys. I want to be streaming coding sessions every Friday for about an hour a day. Not an hour a day, but an hour a week. Every Friday night, an hour coding session. I'm just going to start from the basics and work my way up. So if you're a brand new beginner, it could be a good opportunity for you to learn programming. I'm probably going to fly through the easy stuff because I already have a good knowledge base in programming. But I'm going to use, what's the platform? Codecademy. And because I need to knock the rust off my programming skills. ChatGPT ruined me personally. Anyways, in that video, I pretty much said, like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of coding. Like, I don't want to be a developer or anything. And it's like, in order to be a good cybersecurity professional, in order to be a great cybersecurity professional, you have to be willing to learn things that aren't interested in you. And this is like right here, GraphQL. I'm not really interested in it, if I'm honest with you. And I've touched GraphQL a little bit. Actually, my first web app I was on with GraphQL, and I was looking through the documentation. I found it extremely boring. But the moral of the story is, like, I need to do this anyways, because if I want to be a great cybersecurity professional, I have to learn the stuff that I don't like. I'm going to do Python. I'm versed in Python, and that's the programming language that I would like. I mean, I could do a different one, but I think I want to get my Python skills back up to where they were, and then before I move into another programming language. So I'd like to get at least to the intermediate level in Python, and then switch programming languages to something else. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to another programming language. Matter of fact, we got plenty of time in this stream. Let's go to Codecademy. Like I said, this is going to be every Friday. Not this Friday, though. The reason why it's not going to be this, I wanted to do a stream this Friday, but then I looked at my schedule. I have a podcast guest appointment on that Friday, and I do not want to cancel my guest because we have a lock-in appointment for Friday for recording. So the next Friday I will do streams for coding. But if you go to catalog here, like I said, I'm gonna do Python. That's what I've done in the past, and that's where I'm gonna start this time. But I'm gonna basically start with the learn Python 3. I mean, it might take me a long time, guys. I mean, this is a 23-hour course. Probably take me a little less time to do that because I'm I was past the beginner level at one point in time. I feel like my Rust has built up to the point where I'm once a beginner again, because if you don't use it, you lose it. Now that's like the crux of my video. I actually have a pretty good rant on my next video. I can't wait for you guys to see that one. By the way, if you become a member on YouTube, you can actually already watch that video. You can watch all my videos early if you become a member. And that is the main perk of being a member. You don't get extra videos, but you can watch them earlier. But my goal is to get the first stream, just complete this Hello World. We might be able to get all this done and then this one, control flow. I'm hoping I can speed through it, because we're literally starting with like the basics. But my goal is to get this done, like all of the Learn Python 3, like this entire course. And then I'd like to go into like look at the beginner stuff. So what looks fun to me, I would say, what did I say? There was a football one in here. It was like use football API or something. Maybe that was an intermediate. There we go. Analyze NFL stats with Python case study. I'm a football fan, so this one looks pretty fun to me. This is only 1 hour, so that'd be a whole stream. But these math ones, differential calculus, bro, we're not going into that. We are not doing that. Learn statistics with Python. I'm good. I did a statistics class in college, and I don't want to take that. I mean, it'd be interesting to combine it, but I don't want to do math, dude. I do not want to do math. Learn the basics of the blockchain with Python. That sounds like more math to me. But I'd like to get at least to this point right here where I go intermediate Python. There's one intermediate Python in here somewhere. Learn intermediate Python 3. So that looks pretty cool. All these math. Yeah, screw that. Flask. I don't want to be a web developer. A lot of these look interesting if you want to be a developer, but I wish there was like more hacker ones. More cybersecurity ones. They don't have them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to these streams. I guess I'm not looking forward to programming because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of it, but I have to do it to be a good ethical hacker, good pen tester. So sometimes you gotta do things that you don't want to do. It'll be fun to stream them though. At least I can hang out with you guys. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and what's up, Taha? Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you here. How you doing today? Yeah, that's one reason why I'm streaming them, because it's gonna keep me consistent. Like if I tell you guys, like, yeah, I want to stream every week, like I'll show up to my own stream. Because I'll be honest with you guys, there's some streams I don't feel like doing, but I do it anyways, so I don't let you guys down. Keeps me accountable. So that's why I want to stream my programming sessions, because I won't skip days if I say I'm going to stream it. I really benefit from your content. Thanks. I'm glad you thanks for telling me that. I'm glad you find it helpful. Alright guys, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions, or if you are on YouTube, leave a comment with any questions you might have. Check out my podcast, The Hacker's Cache, if you haven't already. Check out my YouTube content. A lot more content on the way. Like I said, next video is going to be about programming for cybersecurity professionals. Appreciate the streaming on LinkedIn. I found you on LinkedIn. Fun to watch. Thanks, Vincent. Thanks for the compliment, and I'm glad you appreciate the content. Alright guys, you guys have a great night. Peace out, take care. Have a good one. Kyser,